alcohol cost me shed loads in my 30s. Health, obviously wealth, because you're spending, I used to drink quite a lot. Not through the week, but I would drink loads of bottles of wine on the weekend, bottle of rum maybe over the weekend. And it cost me in the army as well, going back in, when I was in the military back then. I got into some situations that were, shall we say, avoidable had I been sober and not drinking. And, fights in camp, fights happening, and I'm not fighting myself, but involved in that mix. And then before you know it, you're having to get questioned and you're getting dragged into stuff that is negative. So alcohol as well, it obviously affects your sleep. People think that I used to think, have a couple of drinks just to let your hair down, de-stress after a hard day at work. And I used to do it in the military, go into the sergeant's mess, the warrant officer's sergeant's mess, and the officers would do it in the officer's mess. Finish work, have a shower, or after you've been to the gym, and when the bar opens, have a couple of pints of beer. But this is the thing, you go to sleep easy, but then because your liver is processing that through the night, and again, it's not an alcohol lesson, do research. For me, I wish I'd have stopped sooner, because it really did have an effect on my sleep for years, and I'm talking decades. I'm 48 now, as I said before, I'm nearly 50. This had affected my sleep and health for years, and it's a risk. It's a lot of risk. Number 4, pushing through injuries. This is a massive one that I don't do it anymore. I've not done it in years, and since I left the army, even in the military, towards the end of my career, in about 2017-18, I started focusing on myself more in terms of my injuries. When I was a young infantry soldier coming up through the ranks, obviously it was about getting a good report, adding value to soldiers, being the fittest, being the best, because that's the military ethos in the British Army. And obviously with the things that we do, especially the infantry, your regiment is always the best regiment, whether it's the parachute regiment, I was in the Duke of Wellington's regiment, they're always the best regiments. And then within that regiment, you want to be the best second in command, section commander, platoon sergeant, officer, platoon commander, and you just push yourself, and it's positive. That is very good for us in one hand, and it can help us in a lot of ways, especially if you're doing like marathons and ultras and all the rest of it. But it can be also come at a detriment as well, and it did for me massively in the military. I did battle courses with shin splints and stress fractures, and just took loads of painkillers for about 8 weeks, living on painkillers and anti-inflammatories, which is not good for your body. And I put myself through hell a lot of the times. I tried going for special forces, this SAS, Specialised Service. I went on that course with an injury, and I got more injured because that course is horrible. It's a beast. And then during the hills phase and before test week on the hills, I tore all the ligaments in my ankle and just wrecked myself. And that just knocks you back. So the key thing this is, and I'm not saying you don't have to be in the military and think, well, I'm not in the army, I'm not doing this. You could be, pushing through injuries with ultras, with marathons. It just knocks you back. It knocks you back even further than you'll ever know. And especially when you get to my age and beyond. I mean, I'm not beyond yet, but you feel it big time. My knees now, because I've had knee surgery, double knee surgery, I've had shoulder surgery, I've had back injuries, shin splints, stress fractures, plantar fasciitis, long list. And they come back and haunt you when you're older. So like now, I keep mega fit. I always have done. I love being super fit, super healthy. But it's difficult because you have to fight around injuries. Enough on that one. Hopefully that makes sense. Don't push through injuries. Glenn, in your 30s, go and get expert help straight away. Don't be afraid to take a sit down and relax and take a rest period, even if it's for a month, and look after yourself.